Where do you think babies come from?
Vagina.
First off, I usually start off these questions with like a softball question, like sort of warm the artist up,
For sure.
get them talking, everything like that. But you're SEBii. You've never been one for subtlety, so I'm wondering, how about we break tradition and you can name 3 artists that you would beat up in a fight?
Damn. I'm not like the fighting type. You know, I'm pretty like peaceful. I don't like fighting.
One of them could be kimj. Oh, here we go. Speak of the devil.
I'm gonna skip that one. I'm not trying to beat anyone up.
On the other side of the equation, a lot has changed over the course of your career, but one thing that's remained constant is you working with kimj. So I'm wondering, considering just how much you guys work together, I'm wondering, what was your first impression of him?
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, so kimj is a pretty well-known type beat producer on YouTube. So like I had known of him from that like forever. I feel like there was like an era where everyone was just hopping on like kimj type beats. And then he hit me up because he was on like the industry shit. He would text me beats like to my phone. And that's what you do with like artists. Like Drake's producers probably text Drake beats and Drake's on his iMessage and he's listening to that. But I hated that because it's like it's like on my phone, it's not on my computer, and then so like my first impression, I was like, wow, this is kind of annoying. But I loved his shit. It was really Pipes that made the first link up happen, because at the time I was living with VVS Pipes, and Pipes was a huge kimj fan. Like one of his biggest inspos in terms of starting producing was kimj. So when I told him that, me and kimj were talking, Pipes was like, oh my God, that's like my idol. So that's how we really linked, because Pipes was really trying to link, and then kimj pulled up. So my first impression like IRL is, I feel like we just instantly clicked. It was just good energy.
I feel like your guys' dynamic is something I feel like a lot of people like sort of shoot for, to have somebody to just constantly like just bounce ideas off of back and forth.
For sure.
So I'm wondering, what advice would you give to somebody looking for the kimj of their life?
You got to be patient. The kimj of your life will come to you. You don't have to go look for it, They'll come to you. It will happen naturally.
We here at Backlight believe in technological advancement. We appreciate how technology can assist the creative process. So in the spirit of that, I fed a few of your verses to an AI text generator and told it to extend them out with new bars. So I was wondering if you'd be willing to give your thoughts on a few of them.
For sure.
Starting with BONErr.
I'ma stay fly. I'm a loner. My mind is high. I'm a stoner. Whoa. I'm too baked. I'm a boner. I'ma keep smoking. I'm a stoner. See, that's lazy. You're repeating the stoner there. I blaze up. I'm a stoner. Okay, you're saying stoner again. My thoughts are hazy. I'm a stoner. Okay, now you're just, I keep puffing. I'm a stoner. I'm blowing trees. I'm a stoner. Okay, actually, the thing is, at first I was like, okay, it's boring that you're repeating stoner, but they kept repeating it.
It got really hung up on the word stoner.
And honestly, it's kind of crazy. It has the AB, like that's like very SEBii to do. So this is insane. So you put the previous lyrics and it's
insane. I literally punched it in and it just spit that out. And one of my friends actually, something he did in his senior year game design class, one of his assignments was to code a multiplayer battleship game. He just told it, okay, code our multiplayer battleship game in Python, and it literally spat it out in half a second.
What the hell?
So that shit is going to make college a lot easier for a lot of people.
That's crazy. Dude, AI shit has been going crazy recently. Like all the new AI shit is
Are you
wild.
a fan, or maybe a bit hesitant to engage with like AI art and stuff like that?
I'm a huge fan, because I'm like a super techie guy. Like I'm always trying to like stay ahead of like just tech shit. I'm all for it. I think it's super cool that like you can just type in a prompt and then just like generate an image. It's making like creating art more accessible, and I think there's more cool ways to do things. So I'm all for AI.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are like resistant to it, but I think what a lot of people are viewing it as like a replacement for other tools. I think it should be viewed as like another tool in the toolbox.
Exactly. No, that's exactly what I think. The thing is, it's actually awesome because a lot of the boring tasks that we have to do now, AI can do. So like there's now more space for like more creative jobs.
Somebody arguing like, no, we need to keep rotoscoping. Like, no, let a fucking robot do that. I don't want to do that shit. Yeah.
The people doing the rotoscope shit, like they get paid so little and it's like so tedious. It's not a creative thing. It's so, like, yeah, like having AI be able to do shit like that. Let's see the play poker one. I'm a lone ranger. I'm a loner. I'm a moaner. That's my demeanor. I'm a stoner. I'm a groaner. I'm a phone ringer. I'm a tone ringer. I'm a stone thrower. I'm a cone thrower. I'm a moaner, just a plain loner. Wow.
Kind of gets like Dr. Seuss-y.
Yeah, no, it does. I feel like you can take bits of this and make it like a really tight like
It's like rhyme zone, like extended out.
No, literally, because I feel like with rhyme zone, it's like I use it as like a jumping board to like inspire new things. You put something in and you see this and you can go crazy with this.
It's called ChatGPT by OpenAI. It got announced 2 days ago, and the first thing I thought of was like, holy shit, what if I feed it SEBii lyrics? Something I've always really appreciated about your music is it's really multifaceted. It's never just like a song release. More often than not, it's like a crazy music video, some really awesome graphic design, like even stuff like your Twitch streams and whatnot. So I'm wondering, like, considering just how many like pools like you dipped your toes into over the years, are there any sort of mediums or creative endeavors that you've yet to dive into that you want to in the future?
That's a good question. I really like digital media stuff. I did a lot of it when I was in school, like interactive art, and like doing that live would be really cool. So I don't know exactly what, but I definitely want to do stuff where it's like interactive visual audio installation type stuff where it's like a curated visual experience
in the form of like an installation, or would you want to do like a video jockey sort of thing? Like, I'm
thinking it's like an installation kind of deal, and like I don't know how it would look, but definitely something that's interactive and visual, and there's visual, there's audio. That's definitely something I want to do.
Fuck yeah, no, that's awesome. Where do you think babies come from?
Vagina.
But it's about what yeah, you touched on pretty much every note you could there. Next, I think it's safe to say that very few other people I've ever interviewed have as many sort of like trademarkable elements of their style, like stuff that I hear and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's SEBii. Of course, with one of them being the rover, stoner, matchstick, elastic, flow. So I'm wondering if you could think back to the day, I believe it originated with BONErr, correct? Or was it?
Yeah. Oh, so the crazy thing with that flow, for me, it's like I'm always listening for like just ear candy elements, like things that are just catchy or fun to say. With the BONErr rhyme scheme, at the time I was just trying to just do stuff that's like really tight writing, just like everything rhymed, even though it was like super random, like everything just rhymed, so it was like really catchy. The elastic line is actually shout out Eric. Eric has this "What You Worried For,"
right?
It's like stretched like elastic, and I heard that part, I was like, that shit's hard, and that's why in BONErr I shout out Eric because I used that bar. I feel like not a lot of people know that, but like that's the relationship with that.
I totally thought it was the other way around. I thought Eric like got that from you.
No, but I feel like at that era we were just like trading like shit, because I remember I did like a war remix, which was like the Drake like war song. It's the song where Drake like speaks like British and shit.
Yeah.
And I remember on that
speaks British.
like, just on British shit, and that song I said like 3 bands like 5 times and shit, and then Eric drops later the Dante shit with 3 bands. So I feel like there's always been kind of like this unspoken like trading shit, which is really cool.
On the topic of all the magical things the internet has to offer, I think we can all agree that things on the internet move really fast.
For sure.
A consequence of trends rising and falling on the internet as quickly as they do is that people are very quick to claim that an artist fell off or that they are no longer relevant or whatever else.
For sure.
I understand that you obviously have been on the receiving end of some of that criticism in the past. So I'm wondering, what do you think of sort of like the flaws in maybe that thought of like the fell off mentality of the internet?
This is an interesting question. The internet moves really quickly, but I think if you're building something that's like real and genuine, that shit will last forever. You know, people are gonna resonate with that. People are always gonna like gravitate towards that. So as long as you're doing what you care about, I don't think it really matters. That's just how like internet culture is right now. I feel like even like with memes and shit or like topics, like everyone will be talking about something like not even a week, like a day.
I think of like just chilling here in Cedar Rapids or whatever. I think in like that era of like meme shit, like a meme lasted like a month. Nowadays on TikTok, it's sound if you don't get it on it in like a week, it's dead.
No, yeah, it's crazy.
I think that's a really mature perspective to have, and I feel like it's something that a lot of specifically younger artists aren't particularly like aware of. Because I mean, it's easy to get caught up in like the short term of like, okay, what's gonna make attention within the next 6 months.
No, exactly. Because I also think like a lot of people too like chase like a hit. Those aren't really good because you just get a bunch of attention in like a burst. But then it's like if you don't know what to do, then it'll just kind of go away. Don't chase the blow up. You know what I mean? Just do shit that you care about, and if you care about it, people will see it in time.
And then, of course, this interview was being filmed on December 2nd, 2022, just a few hours before you go. Or sorry, in my notes I wrote just a few hours. You're going on in like 2.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on performing tonight? Are you excited? Are you anxious? Anything like that?
No, yeah, I'm super hyped. I played Subculture LA like the beginning of the year, and it was like one of my littest shows, so I'm super hyped.
I'm wondering if you could take us back to maybe like the first time you ever stepped out on stage to perform for people, whether it was a crowd of 10 or however many. I'm wondering what was going through your mind maybe 30 minutes before you stepped out on stage.
Damn. Yeah, so the first time I ever performed was probably in China. It was a crazy thing because at that time, like I had like 1 or two songs, you know, like, but I was just like friends with these like other like Chinese rappers at the time. So, and they were just like, yo, like you should perform and stuff. I was really nervous because like I've always been, you know, like a nerdy, not like a rapper kid. All the other performers were like on some like rapper shit. Like they were like tatted, you know, like just the vibe. And then like I'm like there with like my backpack, you know what I mean? Like I remember that performance. I performed like with my backpack on, which was like so funny. I was super nervous for that. But once I was on stage though, and I started performing, it was lit.
On a more academic note, you took a handful of game design courses in college, correct?
Yeah, that's crazy. You know that.
Right, yeah, man. I'm Backlight. No, you're SEBii. We have to know. In the past few years, we've seen a lot of games like, you know, like Club Penguin, Toontown, stuff like that, getting sort of like reboots or fan revitalization projects and stuff like that. So I'm wondering, are there any other games like that, or maybe just from like the early to mid 2000s in general, that you think deserve like a second lease on life?
Oh, that's a good question.
I know you're a fan of Pokemon Platinum.
Yes, that's my favorite Pokemon game. That's the best Pokemon game. Earthbound.
Mm.
I don't know, but like it's so perfect, and it's like I feel like you're meant to experience it on the NES. I don't think it needs not like a remastered, but like a new game. It's tough though because I feel the original is so perfect. I wouldn't want to.
Do you think like sort of experiencing it on like a PS5 or something would take away a bit of its charm?
Yeah, I think so. Some like Earthbound adjacent kind of game thing would be really cool.
Do you have any recurring nightmares?
This is crazy. I have this one recurring nightmare. When I was like 5 to 6, I was like living in New Jersey, and this guy like comes in and like breaks into my house and shit, and it's like really scary, and it's the only reason I remember what that house like looks like.
And then no matter how many new artists you discover, it seems like there's always like a million more popping up. So I'm wondering if you could pick a handful of artists to put our listeners onto right now, who would you pick?
Well, I really like Che Romani. He's really crazy. Recently I've been listening to like a lot of Tana. I actually didn't really fuck with Baby Santana at first. Ever since he dropped The Baby, I've been fucking with his shit.
I saw a bunch of comments that like, bro, ever since Tana changed his name, going crazy.
I don't know, I've been listening to like a lot of Destroy Lonely. I've been on my like opium shit. Yeah, Drake. Have you heard of Drake?
Yeah, shout out Drake.
Shout out.
Funnily enough, that's not the first time somebody has shouted out Drake.
Yeah, really?
in
Dude, Drake is like my number one on my Spotify rap.
And then, despite how many people you've worked with in the past, I'm sure there are plenty more you want to collaborate with. So if you could pick a handful, like dream collaborators, you know, dead or alive, anybody, who would they be?
Okay. Uzi for sure.
That would be fucking insane. On prod or on vocals?
I'm down for whatever. Uzi is like the reason I started like rapping or just doing vocals in general. So like I really fuck with Uzi. I feel like Erykah Badu would be crazy.
Oh my gosh, yeah, wow, varied interests.
Yeah, because she's the reason why I sing in a high-pitched voice. I used to sing her songs all the time in the shower, so I got really good at singing high-pitched, and then that kind of became like my sound. I got the high pitch from Erykah Badu, but I started rapping and got the confidence from Uzi. And then I feel like Young Thug. Let me think of like some like producers that I really fuck with. Yeah, I mean Molly Raw. Because just his
DJ Mustard.
Oh yes, oh my god, DJ Mustard. Yes, I love DJ Mustard. Oh my god, yeah, DJ Mustard is one of my like.
I was expecting like Filthy or something.
No, DJ Mustard, like the early like club shit where the bass lines go like dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. I love that bass line. Like every time I do self-prod shit, I just use that bass line. Like I love club shit. So for sure DJ Mustard.
And then finally, I'm really excited for what you're gonna be doing both tonight and going forward into the future. So I'm wondering, with 2023 spread out in front of you, what are you looking to accomplish this year?
I feel like recently I've been really trying to like go back to my roots more, and I think like work with more people in the scene. Cause yeah, I just dropped a song with Wikipedia and that was so fun, and I've just been talking to like more people in the scene and stuff, and I feel like in the beginning of the year I kind of distanced myself from it just because I was just focusing on just working with kimj and pipes and building that sound. But I'm excited to kind of go back because there's a lot of just like underground shit that I really fuck with. So I've been working a lot with like Shinju, so that's something definitely 2023 I want to do more because I wouldn't be here without the scene. So this is all very exciting, and I'm very grateful and blessed to be doing what I'm doing, so I'm just excited to see where my life goes. So
awesome. Fuck yeah, that's such an awesome message to have, because I feel like a lot of people appreciate to hear like working with the scene.
No, totally.
Fuck yeah, awesome. Okay, I think that wraps it up for us today. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Yeah, thank you.